Hi, everyone. My name is Haley D'Agostino,
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
and we're both from the Homeless Alliance of Western New York. And today we're going to cover some important information that you should know as a volunteer for the upcoming 2026 point in time count, whether it's your first time volunteering or you have volunteered in the past. So we'll start with a quick overview of the Homeless Alliance. For the last 20 years, the Homeless Alliance of Western New York has been the leading provider of homeless research, data collection, and analysis. And our mission is to unify and lead providers to improve the lives of people experiencing homelessness by sharing expertise, maximizing resources, and advocating for change.
The Homeless Alliance is the lead agency for both the Continuum of Care and Homeless Information Management System in Erie, Niagara, Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties. Federally, our COC is referred to as New York 508. As the lead COC agency, the Homeless Alliance oversees the planning and execution of the point in time count in these 5 regions.
So, what exactly is the PIT count? The point in time count is an annual survey that identifies the number of individuals experiencing homelessness on a single night. So, HUD requires that all COCs conduct a count of people experiencing homelessness. And as volunteers, your focus will be helping with the count of individuals who are experiencing unsheltered homelessness. And we'll touch more on what that means in just a minute.
So while the PIT count is a HUD requirement, it's also important for many other reasons. The PIT count informs local planning efforts, raises community awareness of homelessness, justifies future funding and resource allocation, and identifies unmet needs and trends in our community. It also provides a valuable opportunity for community collaboration and engagement. Gathering accurate data is the first step in understanding the root causes of homelessness and creating effective solutions. It also provides a baseline for future comparisons, allowing us to track changes over time, monitor progress, and assess the success of current efforts to reduce homelessness.
And so the reason that you are all watching this training is that you have signed up to volunteer for the 2026 point in time count, which will be conducted from Thursday, January 22nd through Friday, January 23rd. And as a volunteer, you have a challenging but important role. So PIT surveys must be delivered accurately and respectfully, but also in a timely manner. It's also important that participants feel comfortable, safe, and respected while answering questions. So as we prepare for the PIT count, just think about which qualities and skills will help you conduct effective outreach. So for example, objectivity, it is important for us to approach every interaction without bias or judgment. Patience, we need to make sure that we give participants time to respond and feel comfortable answering questions. Clear communication helps individuals understand the purpose of the survey. Confidentiality. So protecting participants' privacy is a top priority during the PIT count. So when we're conducting surveys, we want to just make sure we're being mindful of our surroundings and try to make sure that conversations are taking place in locations that offer privacy. We should also approach sensitive topics thoughtfully. And if an individual does indicate that they're experiencing homelessness, make sure that we are asking for their consent before we proceed with the survey. And being detail oriented ensures that we're collecting accurate information.
So as we mentioned, the PIT count is a count of individuals experiencing sheltered and unsheltered homelessness on a single night. As a volunteer, you will only be responsible for administering surveys in unsheltered locations. Individuals experiencing sheltered homelessness are also included in the count, but are counted utilizing HMIS data. Therefore, individuals who are staying in shelters, transitional housing, and other temporary housing programs will be included in the final count, but should not fill out surveys.
So what do we mean by unsheltered locations? Unsheltered locations include places that are not meant for human habitation. So for example, abandoned buildings, bus and train stations, parks, streets and sidewalks, and personal vehicles are all places that individuals experiencing unsheltered homelessness may be staying. And we'll provide all volunteers with their routes for the PIT count, including a map and list of common areas where people may be found.
So now let's talk about settings that are not included in the PIT count. It's important to remember that not everyone who may seem to be in a challenging or unstable living situation qualifies as experiencing homelessness under HUD's definitions. Here are some examples that do not classify as unsheltered homelessness: couch surfing or staying temporarily with family members or friends, institutional settings like hospitals, jails, prisons, or inpatient treatment facilities. If somebody is staying at a hotel or motel that is being paid for by themselves, friends, family members, or an agency. Individuals who own their own home or pay rent. Individuals living in substandard housing are not included unless it is explicitly categorized as a place not meant for human habitation. And sheltered homelessness. If someone tells you that they're staying in a Code Blue shelter, transitional housing, or another shelter, they will be included in the sheltered homeless count, but should not complete a survey. So when you're talking to a person and you ask them, where did you stay last night? Or where are you staying tonight? If they say any of these, you'll thank them for their time, offer them resources or supplies, and not proceed further with the survey. So all volunteers are required to attend the mandatory safety training session on Tuesday, January 6th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. on Zoom. The training will provide you with additional information about the point in time count, including examples of potential situations you may encounter and recommended best practices. And all volunteers must also return a signed copy of the liability waiver to Hawnie as soon as possible. Everyone should have received a copy of this form if you've signed up as a volunteer.
And lastly, thank you all for volunteering. The point in time count really is a community effort, and it would not be possible without all of your support. We included the contact information for each region's point of contact, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if there's anything you need before the pit count.